Americans are enrolling in computer coding boot camps in record numbers. Attendance is expected to jump an estimated 20% this year alone. But a CBS News investigation uncovers problems at Wazoo, one of the field's newest and most recognizable programs. Wazoo was created by Steve Wozniak, best known for founding Apple with Steve Jobs in 1976. Tony Dokoupil shows us why some students claim it's a broken curriculum. Tony, good morning.
Good morning. Well, the thinking goes if you can write computer code, you've got a job skill of the future, which is why people flock to WazU. It promised the same basic skills that helped Steve Wozniak change the world. But according to students, that is far from what was delivered.
Last fall, Apple co-founder Steve Wozniak rode a Segway into a packed ballroom near Phoenix to launch Wazoo.
Arizona, let's change the world again.
An online education company promising education reprogrammed.
Check us out at woz-u.com.
Is that Steve Wozniak?
I think it is.
The great and powerful Woz.
The project from a bona fide Silicon Valley celebrity.
Dancing the cha-cha-cha, Steve Wozniak.
Generated thousands of inquiries from potential students. Among them, Bill Dorr.
This is the Woz. You get kind of caught up in the excitement of that.
A former nuclear specialist with the Navy, Dorr came across the website last fall. The Woz said, call now.
Talk to the career specialists at WazU about your big dreams.
You call them. What's the sales pitch like from there?
Hey, we're so excited. We're getting ready to launch this. Like, you probably can't feel how excited we are here, but let me tell you.
The 33-week program wasn't cheap at $13,200, including more than $7,000 in federal student loans. At that price, Dorr says he expected quality, but that's not what he got.
When you're doing code and you're following along and there's a typo and you get an error, you don't have any idea why you got the error. And you're like, did somebody not proofread this? Did somebody not make sure it worked?
Dorr says typos in course content were one of many problems. So-called live lectures were pre-recorded and out of date. Student mentors were unqualified. And at one point, one of his courses didn't even have an instructor.
I feel like this is a $13,000 ebook. This is supposed to be a program written by, one of the
greatest tech minds of all time.
Exactly. It's broken. It's not working in places. Lots of times there's just hyperlinks to Microsoft Documents, to Wikipedia.
CBS News spoke with more than 24 current and former Wazoo students and employees with similar complaints about the program. We also reviewed complaints posted by students on the Wazoo Slack channel. I do not understand why we can't get good quality for what we are paying for, reads one message. The lessons are extremely flawed, says another.
It is drive the sales.
Tim Miansky was one of the enrollment counselors charged with selling Wazoo to prospective students.
How did people respond when you would tell them, well, I work for Wazoo. Do you know who Steve Wozniak is?
A lot of folks will know who he is, and you get some folks who don't know who he is, and then you can really give them the excitement of who he was.
After the launch, Miansky says the sales force expanded from 16 to 60, and management ratcheted up pressure to enroll students.
Your job's on the line.
So even when you started to have qualms and questions and concerns about the program, you're pushing people through?
Every day.
With his enrollment numbers dwindling, Miansky was laid off last June.
Do you regret doing the work for Wazoo?
I regret in the aspect to where they're spending this money it's like rolling the dice. But on the reverse side, I have to support my family.
In this case, do you feel like you had to do something that wasn't right?
At times I did.
We wanted to talk to Steve Wozniak about all this, but he declined multiple requests for an interview.
Tony Dokoupil with CBS News.
So we tracked him down at a conference in Miami.
We've got some questions. Our reporting has turned out pretty serious.
I've had some calls, but here's the trouble. I'm in the busy part of a speaker's life.
They're very serious concern. How involved are you in the curriculum?
Step away.
Come on, don't make statements.
No one's responded.
Step back.
It's very important. No one is responding to our request for an interview.
I would expect Steve Wozniak is going to see this piece. What do you want Steve Wozniak to hear and to know?
I would want him to really look more into, is this really education or is this really about profit?
Now, in a statement, WazU President Chris Coleman acknowledged errors in course content and said they'd implemented a quality control system to catch them. He also said Steve Wozniak reviews the curriculum. As for the program's sales tactics, he denied that students are pressured to enroll.
All right, Tony, raising some important questions. Thank you.